up, Woody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Chihayafuru chapter 228. And last time I covered this manga, and holy shit did I cover a lot. My boy Taichi sent a prayer and a text message to try and help Arata. And Arata's grandpa gave the message to Arata. And also, it really seems like Taichi is on his way. Finally, Taichi's on his way. And I'm telling you, Taichi is going to help Chihaya win. But Chihaya really made a big mistake in round 2. She did. She invaded Shinobu's world, which is a huge no-no. What she needed to do, and what she needs to do, and Master said this, she needs to create her own world. Not invade Shinobu's world. I think it was either a Master or Arata said it. One of them said it. The other thing that happened, and this is as, the third round is starting. We got this beautiful backstory for the reader. I was so emotional because this is her first reading since her husband died. Which, God, that was so sad. So sad. And something that she mentioned, and it was a beautiful metaphor, because in regards to Shinobu is compared to the plum blossoms, and the girl that was describing the reader was describing it as when she heard her read, she heard cherry blossoms blooming, and Chihaya is the cherry blossoms because they bloom after the plum blossoms. But anyway, all I gotta say is I love this metaphorical art. I love the metaphors that are in this manga. And I'm sorry this recap was long because, again, I covered a lot of chapters last month. But anyway, let's get to this chapter where we're in round 3 for both Arata and Chihaya, who is now cheered up after, some encouraging words from Arata and Taichi in a way. So, here we go. Let's see what's in store for us this month. When a young maiden starts to bloom, she sings. Love this metaphor. You know what she's talking about. Talking about them cherry blossoms. And when she's starting to bloom, she sings. She's on a roll. She's moving along. God, I love this art. Where's Wabi? Is the demonstration board still not ready? The third game has already started. I'm sorry, Aria and Arima are over here, Kokoro-chan. Where are Nageki and Nagiki? They're on the Queen's board, aren't they? The cards that are displayed on the demonstration board with the decisive syllable of each poem are organized in a separate room by the board staff so that they can arrange them before the game starts. Isn't this Tamaru's job? How long does it take for her to put on her hakama? What is Tamaru doing? Finally you're here. You're late, Tamaru. Sorry. Here, I prepared Ayase-senpai's cards. The cards at the top of the field are the ones you'll be moving. Should be easy for you since you were bashing on us earlier. Bashing us earlier for how clumsy we were. What? Oh, this is already my third game and I'm fine. If there's anything you don't know, please ask me. Although this may be the last game. Oh, she has a strong personality, as expected of the Queen's board girl. Tamaru-san, do you also play Karuta? Well, of course. I made Class A a long time ago. If that's the case, then one day you might be participating in the Queen's match, right? Do you think so? Of course I'm still lacking experience, but Sakurazawa-sensei said in terms of skill, it's possible. You'll also make it here, right? Yes, she will. Someday she'll make it. Come on, computer. Don't do this right now. There we go. Sorry, my computer is being a little bitch right now. Here we go. Back, now we're moving. Oh man, this art is great. Ooh, got startled here. Can't breathe. I have to quickly line these up. if Tamaro's okay. Kokoro-chan seems more reliable than her, though. Sorry, putting on her comment took longer than expected. Ui-senpai. We ended up arguing back and forth. What? Tamara-san, I don't know why, but she said I should be in charge of Chihaya's demonstration board. Huh? Does Tamara not, like, feel confident in being able to do this? Sa, Fu, and Mu are all one syllable cards that I definitely want to take. The F sound, Fu, and the H sound, Ho. I know, god damn it. I'm gonna charge Shinobu-chan's field and take them. For S sounds, I'll go in for Sa and come back for Sei and Shira on my own field. I'll go in for Ashi and Asabu and swipe downwards to take Asaji on my field. Hamatsu, I also want to take it since there are so many A cards. The only He card on the field is Itomo, so it'll be good to take it by covering it. The A cards on the right side of Shinobu-chan's field are Age, and Akika. I especially want to go after those cards. Make sure to go after these two-syllable cards. Suki, Ura, and Moro. The cards that are scattered about are Kono and Konu. I want to attack those while defending Kokoro on my own field. The Ka-sound cards are all together on my side, so I'll send Kaku and then go on the offense. Go on the offense for these Wakari, Fuda, Wasuri, Akika, Michi, and Yasu. For Tandoku, Fuda, Kiri, and Shira, I want to send them over and go on the offense. Wakari, Fuda, Akino, and Wasura are mine. Tomofuda, Arima, and Arya are next to each other. Those two at Arashi are also mine. Kaku, hold on a second. I want to make sure. Kazeso, Yomo, and Yono Nakayo, these sounds are only on Chihaya's side, and they are mine too. I'll differentiate them by their sound and go after the remaining Ko cards. There are a lot of A cards on the right side of my field. If I send Tandoku, Fuda, Ashi, Ake, or Amatsu, I'll take them back. The F sound and Fu and the H sound Ho are on my field. The Na cards are only on my side of the field. I placed two Nage cards together. Natsu is isolated. Imako and Kiri are Tandoku Fuda. Tandoku Fuda. Wabi isn't Wakari Fuda yet. If Coco is red, I'll go if Coco is red, I'll go for Kokoroni. And I gotta say this, I love this art, both on Chihaya and Shinobu's side. Cause like the thing that's great about it is in terms of like the utilization of the panel, you could just feel the tension. You can feel it coming off the page. Should I separate Nage early on, or should I send Natsu instead? Chihaya will probably split up the Tomo Fuda, so perhaps I should keep them together. Tanoku, Fuda, Ura, Moro, and Itsuki, I'll send them over and then go get them. This cluster of AK Ak cards is cute, but what should I do? Whether I send over Ake or not will depend on his mood. Their thoughts are overflowing. Sa, bi, shi, sa, ni. The one-syllable card on their field was read. So fast as expected of the queen. Ayase-senpai was probably aiming for that card, but was unable to take it. If it were me, which one would I check next? I would double check Shira, Sei, and then other one-syllable cards. Ara, shi, fu, ku. Arashi, you can react like that to Arashi? Well, I wouldn't be able to react like that, even if it was in my peripheral vision. Besides, there are so many A cards on the field. Does she like Arashi or something? That was close, but it seems like it was Ayase-san's take. Unfortunately, we both touched it at the same time, even though Monk, Nuon, or, in the translation note says, or Tachibana no, Nagiyasu, was a Japanese poet and Buddhist monk of the late Heian period. though Monk Nuon was calling out to me. He was one of 2 monks who loved classical Japanese poetry despite having a low social standing. I'm quite fond of them. Because it's an A card at the start of the game, I have to be cautious when I try to take it. But Chihaya took it without hesitation. Just like she did for Oku. Chihaya, what was that? Chihaya, you are moving quite well with Kuzuryu-san's reading, aren't you? God, the panels are being utilized really nicely this month. Usually they are, but it's not the new, but God, I love it. Wasu, Rei, Jin, no. They both went for another Wasure and Wasura. Naturally, Ayase split up Ari and she sent to Rima. I'd have done the same. Ima Kanto. The Queen's precision. To avoid the possibility of both Nage cards being targeted, the Queen separated them by sending Nageki. I get it. I do the same. I understand their intention, not entirely, but I do. They're taking their opponent head on top of a cliff where one will fall if they lose their balance. God, I love the backgrounds. The backgrounds for this page. You can feel this tension. You can feel the maliciousness. The maliciousness coming off the page. It's just so freaking fantastic. But the only thing that would make this better is if there was like some black aura, like some dark aura coming off. Both of them, that would really give us even more tension and more maliciousness, and I would love it. But God, I love seeing, like, do you notice with look how, first, also, I want to point out, look how calm Shinobu is. Look how calm she is. And you can see their breath, too, by the way. I like that. But, and then look at Chihaya. She is sweating. She is sweating bullets. And she is breathing, there's more breath coming out of her. She is freaking panting. Damn! She's using a lot more energy. If that's the case, then, it's possible that one day you'll be participating in the Queen's match, right? Do you think so? How long can I stay in my prime? Maybe 20 years tops? 20 years. Wait, those two will still be around during those 20 years. Well, no shit. You'll also make it here, right? No way, it's impossible. Ooh, I'm going to point this out right here. Again, the utilization of the shading and the light and the darkness, the contrasting, it is fantastic. I love that because it shows Tamura's despair and hopelessness. Aryake no Suke Machi, Itsuru Kana. Ura mi wa bi. Ini shi no. Ooh. Consecutive takes for Suo MEIJIN. That was a 2-syllable card, but he took it like it was a single sound. A lot of Suo's best cards are on Wataya's field. Was the MEIJIN taking it easy up to this point and finally decided to get serious? Yes, he was, and that pissed me off. There's no way the MEIJIN was taking it easy. Yes, he was. When I covered my last live reaction when I was covering this shit, he basically admitted it. Well, in our monologue, he admitted it. But simply because he played better. Wait, sorry. There was no way the MEIJIN was taking it easy. Erotica has 2 wins, not because he was underestimated, but simply because he played better. No! Wrong! It's because, it wasn't because Suo was feeling sorry for Arata either. It's because Arata respected him. That's why he wanted to let Arata win for that reason. Because he liked his values. That's why. Please record your reading. What? I might not be doing the reading for matches anymore, you know, because I can't be away from my husband for long periods of time. Excuse me, but my husband is calling me. Sorry about that. It looks like he wanted to use the bathroom. You did the reading for a tournament I competed in this year. I was still in Class C, but I was moved when I realized this was a certified reader's reading. I won first place at that tournament. Your voice is so soft. Can you speak a little louder for me? Yamashiro Kyoko-san is my favorite reader. But there's a strong aesthetic appeal to your reading. There are probably people who say your reading is difficult to listen to, but to me... Yeah. To think that he became the Meijin, that eccentric, curious young man. Ah, right. Ah, Key, no. Oh? As Arata was trying to take it by crossing over from Arya to Arima, MEIJIN lowered his hand at Ari and took Arya. He guarded it? Either way, he lowered his hand so quickly. Didn't the challenger for the queen match also take the card at Ari? Even though Arima is on the opponent's field. Ooh, Arya is the last card that was read in the second game. Back then, SOU-SAN was also waiting until he heard the third syllable since Arima hadn't been read yet. But just now, he definitely took it after hearing Ari. He wasn't making an educated guess. He knew. You knew? Chihaya. You knew. Yeah, she did. Let them ring. Let them ring. Let them echo. Let them echo. Those calculated... hold on a second. Need to wait for... Let them echo those calculated mannerisms, those wavelengths. The reader is an essential component of competitive Karuta, so it's important to be familiar with their reading. That's true. That was me. There was one queen who would go out of her way to ask readers to read for her before the match. I mean, I'd better get used to their reading. If you have never heard their reading before, it would be as difficult as playing with brand new rules. I love this background right here. Oh my god. What kind of rhythm? How do they pause? And what kind of sound does the reader have? Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Exceptional Class A players will determine all of this and synchronize with the reader after the opening poem and the first few cards. If they aren't precise enough, they will never make it here. What if your opponent is really familiar with that particular reader? Luckily I reacted, because Ryu-san's reading is also slightly similar to Makino-san's. Since you can kind of hear Ari-uma when they read Arima. I realized it wasn't Arima when I heard the vowel in the third syllable and was able to move and take Aria. Ah, Ki, no, Ta, no. My reading is really good today. I'm glad all that practice fine-tuned it. The aesthetic appeal of Kazuryu-san's reading on good days of reading of Akino Tano has a slight nuance at the end of the I in Aki. On bad days, the A and the key both last for 0.2 seconds, which makes each sound in the reading independent of one another, just like a robot. Oh, reading Aki should take about 0.15 seconds, so that there is a slight sorry, I missed the N in the first one, but whatever. Nuance at the very end. Even though an ideal reading of Aki Kazeni has a slight halftone at the very end of the K in Aki, I used to consciously be able to read it for about 0.15 seconds so that you can hear the next consonant, but lately it takes me 0.2 seconds and it lingers. Oh. For Akino, it's the slight N sound at the end. You know what I mean? I do. I like you. What? Most doors leading to opportunities don't have a knob. You can't open them yourself. It's a matter of whether or not you can dive right in without any hesitation when it's opened for you. I love this metaphor! Oh my god! Whether or not you're prepared for it. Holy shit, I gotta read this metaphor again! Oh my god, I gotta read this metaphor again. This is fucking fantastic. Most doors leading to opportunities don't have a knob. You can't open them yourself. It's a matter of whether or not you can dive right in without any hesitation when it's opened for you. Whether or not you're prepared for it. Oh god, I love this metaphor! god. So fucking good. It's basically saying you can't open the door. There's no knob on it, meaning you can't open the door. The doors leading to opportunities, whether it's job, getting ahead in life, like for example, getting out of the hood, getting into a good school. There's not getting a promotion. You can't open them yourself. You can't. It's a matter of whether or not you can dive right in without any hesitation when it's open for you. Yes. It's a matter of whether you can, of when the offer is given to you, when that opportunity is given to you, if you're ready to just go for it without hesitation, whether you're ready for it or not, just go for it and not hold back. And not hesitate. Love this fucking metaphor! God! God, a lot of the metaphors in manga lately have just been fucking amazing. And the reason why I really love this metaphor in particular is because you have a lot of the people, or a lot of people in my generation, fortunately. Sometimes I'm embarrassed by millennials. And a good chunk of the Gen Zers, they feel like they're entitled to everything. They're entitled to high-paying jobs. They're entitled to money, to free money. They're entitled to a house. They're entitled to free food. They're entitled to health care. They want everything. Basically, they want everything given to them. But this is saying no. You can't just walk into it. You just can't. You're not entitled to opportunities. You're not entitled to that shit. You're not. Not everything is given to you. That's why you can't. That's why there's no knob on the door. That's why it's hard. Life is fucking hard. And another way you can interpret it is, you got when the door opens for you and you get the opportunity to go for it, you gotta live your life to the fullest. You gotta take everything that comes with it. God, I fucking love this metaphor. God. Okay. Anyway. Let's keep going. The preparation Suke-kan and Kana-chan did for me. Su gi te. Ayase senpai is amazing. Oh, that was the queen's take? At the very last moment, Empress Jito called out to me. Chihaya already knew what card was read and was watching it. Haruno was already read, so Haru became the decisive syllable. But Chihaya pisses me off. The number of cards you can take in 1.5 and 2.5 syllables is just suddenly increasing, isn't it? Oh? What? What are you saying, Tamaro-san? I mean, instead of me, I think Ui-senpai should be the one in charge of Ayase-senpai's board. Ayase-senpai gave such an important role to a freshman like me rather than one of the seniors. But of course I'm perfectly capable of doing the demonstration board job, you see? Did you suddenly get nervous and scared? Not at all. I didn't make a single mistake at the school arts festival, even though I didn't practice much. Really, I'm an expert at handling such a big stage. Really? I know how hard Ayase-senpai worked for this. But the one who can give her strength by being by her side is definitely you, Ui-senpai. Aww. Oh, what are you saying? It's fine, so change. I'm being serious. Ui-senpai is the one who should be in charge of the demonstration board. Fine, let's decide with rock, paper, scissors. Winner is in charge of the board. You ignorant fool, what are you going to do if I win in diminish. Act luck savings? Taru-san, do you know what Chihaya-chan's dream is? Oh, of course, it's to become the queen. It's for, Misusawa High School to become a Karuta, powerhouse. That's why she chose an underclassman. She wants all of you to see how she fights, and for the next generation to inherit that same passion for karate. Yasu, Rob, Wa, Day. Look at this scene. That deliberation and that conviction at the front and center of all the action. You have a good senpai. You'll also make it here, right? Isn't the tension palpable for the third game? Issei-san, president of Kyoto's Myoju Society, what do you think of the Queen's performance at the beginning of this game? You can see how much they are both concentrating. Also, they are evenly matched at 19-18. Ayase-san is moving better than expected. I knew it. The commentators are mainly focusing on the Queen's match again. It can't be helped. Let's go upstairs again to the other venue. But a ticket is required to sit there. They'll probably let us in since we are his relatives. Would you like a program? Good afternoon. Here's an introduction to the to competitive karate in Braille. Oh, here we go. Back to Arata's match. The consecutive dead cards in the beginning made things difficult, but what's going on, Arata-kun? You haven't taken a card yet, and this is Suo Meijin's 5th consecutive take? Yeah! Suo is getting serious now! He ain't fucking around anymore. This is the first time I've experienced Kazuryu-san's meeting. 5 cards were read, and he took 4 of them from my side. Shino, Momo, Kasa, and Hisa were sent. Other than the multiple syllable cards, Suo-san will be aiming for all the cards in the lower half of the field on the first syllable. What's up with this mental image? Let's take a card first. Nothing's gonna change unless I take a card. Focus. Wa, ta, no, ha, ra. And you know why? Because Suo knows how she reads. And also, he wants to impress her too. He doesn't want to embarrass himself. Ko! Oh, amazing! He broke through that cover. That was so good. Suo Meijin's cover was terrible, but the way Wataya-kan was able to slide right in was so smooth. 1 card at a time. Let's go. I can turn this around. I'm getting that 3rd win. You ain't. Suo let you take that card. Arata-kan already has 2 wins, and Suo-kan is the one with his back against the wall. Arata-kan will be okay if he plays like he always does. I'm going to be the Meijin. The Meijin. What's with that look? Wa, Rei, Te, Mo. Woo, what? Who took it? I have no idea. Was it Wataya-kan? We probably won't know who took that card without a slow motion replay. Suo Meijin was faster, but he swung and missed again. This is the referee for the third game, Masashi Hasegawa, grade 7 hobby collecting Dyson. Oh my god. Dyson is the it's not the vacuum. So what Dyson is the nickname of a villain in a game called Kantai Collection, and she apparently has a powerful attack to suck power for an enemy, just like the Dyson vacuum. Oh my god! That's the nickname. Oh my god, that's hilarious. At this rate, he'll lose the 3rd game because of those mistakes. Having good hearing and making a mistake are 2 sides of the same coin. With Wataya-kan as his opponent. Ooh. We went from a dark board. Remember, it was all black. And now it's cloudy. Love this manga! Looks around. They're not here. Excuse me, all of the cards. Rather than moving the cards, he gathered them in the center of the field, all of them. It's his eyes. It's his eyes after all. He's losing, that's right, he's losing his sight. Even I have pride, so I actually don't want to do this, but Suo Meijin changed his way of doing things for the first time ever. The person who is more important to me than my own parents came to watch me play. The one who needs the Meijin title is me. Ooh. So now, Suo is getting very serious. So, Arata, you are fucked. You are fucked. The fact that Suo is getting serious, you are fucked. You are so fucked. But anyway, very curious what you guys think. I think Suo is going to take the next 2 rounds. And by the 5th round, Taichi going to arrive. And I think it's going to be the same with Chihaya. Next 2 rounds she's taking. And by the 5th round, as I said, Taichi's going to arrive. And that's going to be the game changer. Watch. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive so I can keep bringing you more Chihayafuru content, there's a few ways you could do that. You can donate to my Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe, purchase something on my Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, friend me on PlayStation Network, that's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later.